Well, hello, I am back. I am Katrina Miss Ann. I am here for your first episode of Be Courageous Anyway. Today we're talking about relationships. My first episode would happen to be about relationships. We're gonna keep it brief, but we're gonna give you some power-packed information. So relationships, I want to give an analogy where we compare relationships to like buying your very first home. If you're buying a home for the very first time, you're very excited. And I can think back to the time when I bought my very first home. I was very excited. I had a new baby. It was gonna be great because we were gonna move into our house, and I had another baby on the way. So now we were moving out of an apartment into our very first home. So there were a lot of things that I overlooked because I was just so excited about purchasing a new home. So here we go. We go into the house. We didn't even hire an inspector to check out the house, to check out the foundation or any of those things. We were getting a great deal. The house came with some land attached to it and everything. So here we are with this great opportunity to purchase the house. Only thing I thought about is the money that I needed to have down to get into this new house. Well, we're there, and then once we get there and we move in, now all of a sudden we start seeing all these things that are wrong with the house. One of the things that I learned is that at nighttime, the paint on the wall looked different from the way it looked during the day. One of the bathrooms was missing some of the fixtures and things that it needed. There were stains on the carpet when we looked closer. So this home that we were buying, it wasn't a brand new built to own home. It was actually a pre-existing home. So it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter if the home that you are buying is built from the ground up. You still have to do your due diligence in order to make sure that you are getting exactly what you're paying for. That's important. In relationships, sometimes we rush in. We're so excited. There's a new person, and maybe they've never been in a relationship before. Or maybe they have been in a relationship before. Maybe you've been in a relationship before. Maybe you haven't. But we're excited about that new prospect, about that new opportunity. And so then we don't do the inspecting that we need to do to make sure that we are buying into something that at the end of the day is going to add value to our lives. Here you go, you rush in, you get all involved in this relationship, and then depending on whether it's night or day, you see things that you hadn't saw before. So one of the things that I would say to somebody that is purchasing something new, they need to hire a professional. Get a professional inspector to check it out. Get a realtor. Don't just go on your own. Get somebody else to make sure that they're helping you through the deal, to look over the contract and inspect and make sure that you're making the best choice. Now, how does that relate to relationships? Like, are you going to hire a detective to check that person out, or get a professional to check them out? How does that relate to a relationship? Well, one of the things is that I am a Christian. I believe in God. So the first place that we ought to go to before we jump into a relationship is to God, and talk to God about what it is that we are endeavoring to do, the person that we have come in contact with, the person that we have an interest in, and don't ignore the things that God is telling us. If God has given us a warning about that person, about that relationship, then we want to take heed to that warning and we want to get more information. I'm going to say that one of the things about being courageous anyway in a situation like this is people try to put, or society tries to put a pressure on you that makes you think that you are asking for too much if you want the details behind the situation. If you want to know more about that person before you just rush in. There's an old saying that said, fools rush in. And so you don't want to be a fool and just rush into a situation. You have to know what it is that you're looking for. Just like a person is purchasing a home, there are certain things that you are looking for in a house, and you should purchase only the house that you really want to purchase, a house that you love, a house that you're going to take care of, a house that you can enjoy. And so what's any different about a relationship? Why is it that we feel like we have to rush in and accept certain things? Like, if you're going to invest your time into this situation, into this circumstance, then you should be able to inspect it and know exactly exactly what it is that you're getting. So you don't, in the end, be a fool that rushed in. And so that is my encouragement today. You know, you have to make sure that their foundation is right. Check out that person's foundation. You have to make sure that there's not no real cracks in their foundation. Sometimes when there's a crack in the foundation, it may not be repairable, or there may be some real work that has to be done underneath in that person for them to be a healthy and whole person. Just like with the analogy with the house, you don't want a person that's whole. Like, you wouldn't go buy half of a house, right? You wouldn't go buy a house that's not complete, a house that's not fully put together. It makes me think about two movies from the 80s. I used to love to watch TV when I was a kid. One is the 1986 film with Tom Hanks and Shelley Long, and it's called The Money Pit. Like, okay, so they wanted to move, they wanted to buy a new house, they were in this relationship, and it's just, as I was looking back at the movie, it reminds me, it's like a total reflection of the relationship. Like, here they go, they want to buy this house, and they buy it for almost nothing. And what they actually got buying it for almost nothing was a load of crap. Like, they got a house that was worth nothing, and the house crumbled underneath them. And one of my favorite scenes is when Tom Hanks is pouring this water into the tub, and the tub falls through the floor, and him and Shelley Long are standing there, and they're looking down, and there's a big hole in the floor from the top to the bottom. There's the tub falls from the second floor to the first floor, and then Tom Hanks just loses it. He just starts laughing like uncontrollably, like he is a total crazy man. And I just want to say, put a plug in right there. Like, if you end up in the wrong relationship, hey, you could really end up like a total crazy person. The wrong relationship could just put you in the wrong place and have you totally losing your mind behind the wrong things and behind the wrong person. So that's one of the things that I want to say today in that analogy. Understanding that foundation, what you're buying into, is important, and it's okay to take the time to inspect. The other movie is Moving with Richard Pryor. That's 1988. Richard Pryor was one of my favorite actors. I used to love to watch his movies as a kid, The Toy, all of that. But okay, today we're talking about Moving. And so he goes to the house with his wife. They are checking out the house, like from top to bottom. They're walking through the house. The people are talking to them. Everything that they say that they love about the house, the man says, well, we're taking that with us. This is the owner of the home. They don't have a realtor with them. It's just him and his wife and the couple that owns the home. He says, oh, well, I love those windows. He said, we're taking those with us. And he's like, oh, no, just kidding. They walk down the stairs, and he said, I love the way the stairs are. He said, oh, we're taking the stairs with us. They show him the pool, and the wife loves the pool. She always wanted to have this pool as a child. And the guy laughs, and he says he's taking it with him. So basically, all these things that they love about the house, the people that own the house at the time are telling them that they're going to take it with them, right? And so at the end, when they go to actually move all the way, they go through all this effort to move from their home state to move to another state. And when they finally show up at the house after going through all kind of stuff to get there, they get to the house, and the things that the people were joking about, saying that they were going to take with them, they actually took it with them. Like, the pool was completely dug up out the ground when they got back to the house.
You're surprised. All right, close your eyes.
Can we open our eyes now?
No.
I thought you said we had a pool.
So you're saying, what are you saying, Miss Ann? What do you mean by any of that? And what I'm trying to say is, that's a key right there. Listen, they were walking through the house, and this person was saying certain things to them, and they thought everything that the person said was a joke. They didn't like take it for real. So they thought that everything was gonna be okay. And when they got to the house, it wasn't okay. how do we relate that back to relationships? Is we have to listen to what people are saying. And sometimes we have to listen to what they're not saying. It is very important for you as a young person to realize that a lot of times when people say stuff, especially even when they're joking, there's some truth behind what they're saying. Having a conversation with them is not going to change who they are. Having a conversation with them is not going to change what they do. You have to listen. Oh, young ladies, I really want you to hear what I'm saying today. And young men too, but specifically young women, because we have all these things in our mind about what it is that we want. Like the lady, she wanted the pool since she was a little girl. Like a lot of us girls, we have this fantasy about the guy that we want. And I'm not saying that he's not out there. He is out there, okay? But the thing is that every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes along is not that guy. So you have to be listening to what they're saying. And remember that sometimes people are gonna say what they think you wanna hear. They're gonna say what they think you want to hear so that they can have that access into you. So you can't give them too much. You have to inspect. You have to really take time to look back and see what is it that I'm really getting here in this situation, and don't be a fool and rush in. I'm saying subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click that bell so that you can be notified every time that we upload a new video. Share this video with a friend so that they can subscribe to the channel also. I'm Miss Ann, and I'm glad that you were a part of this video today. And if you really, really enjoyed it, if you enjoyed it a little bit, or if you enjoyed it a lot, please share a comment. Let us know what you think about the video. Give us a little dialogue. Tell us what you think about relationships. And we'll see you the next time that you join us here on Fierce Arts and Entertainment TV.